Okay, so let me tell you about Jasmina. She did a thing, a big thing. She bought this old, slightly wonky house that's bursting with charm, and maybe a few mystery smells.
Did someone say something?
But hey, potential is potential, right? Jasmina rolled up her sleeves and decided to turn this fixer-upper into a cafe. Yes, you heard that right. A whole cafe. 1 cup of coffee, 1 scraped wall, and 1 questionable paint color at a time.
Hey!
She's been doing almost everything herself, like some kind of renovation wizard. The current mission? The garden. It's going to be the shining star of the cafe experience. Think vintage vibes flowers, and hopefully no surprise raccoons. Now, she's not a pro, but honestly, she kind of knows what she's doing. And she's taking us along for the ride, chaos, triumphs and all, as she turns this quirky little house into something truly magical.
Damn right I will.
Jasmina is starting off with the fun stuff, yanking dead branches and clearing out crunchy grass like it owes her money. But hey, 1 pile of yard junk at a time, she's making room for greatness. Or at least, a plant that won't immediately die.
Good morning. Today we're going to be collecting loads of big pieces of dead trees and we're going to put it away on the side just so that we can have a more clear space. I don't know how well you can see, but there's quite a lot. There's one here and there that we had collected already. Loads of dead trees. There's already loads of dead grass here, but we're using that for something else. But the big pieces of the dead trees, we're just gonna move them on the side just so that we can get some more space and just so that we can get that out already, so that I can continue getting rid of all the dead grass that's here, which there's still a little bit to go still, but it is such an improvement. Like, look at the house. Look at that. Yeah, so that's the status as of now. As you can see, trying to get rid of those and then a few other things. And then I'm just gonna continue doing some more yard work because the weather is really nice, and then we're gonna continue painting the house. As you can see, the face is almost finished and I just can't believe it. And by the way, if you're curious or interested where we got these paints and what tones and colors, I'm gonna just write it all up here. It is such a good company. It's 100% from Norway and it's the best. It's seriously one of the best colors ever. It's very high coverage and it's very smooth, like it's really fun to paint with. So it's a very, very good texture and it just covers insanely. And this house hasn't been covered or repainted in years. So it's really good.
Jasmina continues to bravely battle the branches and grass. Still crunching, still yanking, like a backyard warrior on a mission. But you know what? I'll leave her to it, just this once. And now, we enter the ASMR portion of our program. Let's all take a moment to appreciate the sweet, sweet sound of Jasmina doing all the work. I did mention that she knows what she's doing, right?
So I pretty much managed to get almost every dead big tree that was here. I did put it all aside, made room for more because most likely we're gonna be cutting down just a few more, but we're gonna keep the trees that are on the side because when we last came here they were blooming. So the tree itself is not dead, but there's many dead roots and everything, so that's why we're doing our best to remove it, to be all out of sight, so that it has enough room to grow and to bloom into something really, really nice. And yeah, I also managed to get rid of more grass, more sticks and whatever else is here on the ground. I really enjoy doing this, and many of you also don't know why exactly I do this. I mean, many of you probably assume that this is just where I live, which yeah, at the meantime it is, but the dream is to turn this house and this yard into a cafe by the summer. So now is May 1st, which means I have about a month or so to get all of this running, because my dream has always been to own my own cafe and to have a little garden with trees and everything. So yeah, I'm very, very passionate about it. So that's what I'm doing. Well, we're all doing our best so that we can get it up and running as soon as possible, especially now with the weather being on our side. It's so much more easier to paint the house. I'm gonna continue more later because now I want to go and make some food because I'm starving. So anyways, let's go get some food.
Rain? Pfft. Jasmina laughs in the face of drizzle. There she is, soaked, determined, and still pulling weeds like it's a competitive sport.
As you can tell, it's a very rainy and windy day, but I'm still out here trying to get all this sorted. Yesterday we also managed to cut some of the more dead branches that's over there. So that feels pretty nice, and as you can probably tell, we even removed all of the excess grass that was here, like the ones that were in them big piles, and we moved it all away. So now it looks pretty nice and flat. But there's still a lot, as you can see, all this yellow, that's all dead. So for now, I pretty much finished clearing out some grass, and I again made loads of piles of it. And I decided might as well show you the inside of this shed because I wanted to show you something about it, and also have a question about one thing that well, we've all been wondering here. So what I'm talking about is this red house. You're probably going to be seeing it a lot in the next few videos, just because we also want to turn this into something, but not to take out its true identity. So yeah, we want to polish it up and make it look nice, but we want to still keep it in its form how it is, just because it has that vintage look to it. But anyways, I know what the inside looks like. Hold on, I have to turn the brightness up. Okay, that's better. So from here you can see it looks very vintage. Let me just give you a little tour. Okay, so I know what it looks like. It definitely looks like it needs a little bit of work, but this place even has a fireplace, which is pretty cool. And the other thing about this place is that this shed has a sauna, and pretty cool one in fact. So this is the sauna. As you can tell, it's very very from back in the day, and the thing is we're gonna keep this sauna 100%. We're just gonna polish it up, make the floor like a floor again. And the other thing that we realized, that we found out actually a few weeks ago, is because now since the weather's getting clear, we're spending more time outside because the garden is the priority as of now, and the main house. The other thing we discovered is that they would shower here as well, and I know that might not be crazy, but the thing is they have a toilet and a sort of shower in the main house, but it's very, very small, and there's even a heater on there. And we were like, how did they shower if there's a heater there? It just did not make any sense. But then now when we came in here and inspected it a bit more these past few weeks, we saw that there's a bunch of soap jars, and there were actual soap here, and there's even this like to wash themselves, them sponges. And then we realized that they have here this kind of an old-fashioned water heater. So not only did they use this for the sauna, but they also used it here to shower, which makes sense why here it's not a stable floor. because then I don't know, the water can go into the earth, and yeah, we love it. The only thing we're gonna do is just polish it up, make it look presentable and nice, because this part we're definitely gonna keep. It just needs a bit of renovation, which can be done. And yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. So in here there's just the sauna, and then this part we are thinking of turning it into possibly an Airbnb or something, just because I feel like Finnish people would really love this, or even not just Finnish people, but tourists traveling to go to Lapland. This is really nice. I know what it looks like. But we have this vision that this is gonna look epic and really nice. So yeah, and the other thing that I wanted to show you, and by the way, there's not just one room in here, there's another one in there too, but that needs a bit more renovation, but it's much more stable. Anyway, there's this one thing that we've been wondering. So back in the modern days, they did not have like a proper toilet. They had like a compost kind of toilet, and that's not the thing that I'm like surprised about. The only thing that I don't understand, okay, I kind of got it open. The thing that I don't understand, why is there 2 toilet bowls in here? Let me show you. As you can see, there's one hole there, and there's another hole / seat right over there. So yeah, that's the thing. So we were kind of wondering, did they just go together and do their business together, or is there another reason why is there 2 toilets? That's why, if you know the answer, please comment down below, because we've been making mass humor about this for the past few months since getting this place, because this was one of the first places that we entered when we first bought the place, and we were just a bit confused about it. So if you know the answer, please comment down below. But this is the little sneak peek of the shed. Clearly it needs some renovation, but other than that, it's looking really nice. Also, update, we managed to paint the main house a little bit more 2 days ago, but today we are not, just because, as you can see, it's still raining a lot. These are the little piles that I made, and yeah. But for now, I'm gonna go back inside because this rain is getting to me, and as satisfying as it is to get rid of all this grass, it's definitely a workout. So I'm gonna go get some food. Hopefully when the rain stops, I can come back out here and continue to do some more work.
In the epic saga of long-distance love, Jasmina bravely endures pixelated kisses and frozen husband faces. Later that day, Jasmina stood in her backyard, eyeing the massive tree that had been stubbornly refusing to move. Nothing seemed to work. Then, a flash of inspiration hit. She grabbed a big snow shovel and went to work, giving it everything she had. And surprisingly, it did the trick. That was bound to happen. I might have also done that on purpose. But anyways, she carries on. I'm starting to notice how much Jasmina really likes to make multiple piles of grass, instead of just a few big piles. And now, Jasmina collects her energy and strength to carry out the final pieces of the tree. You can probably also, by now, tell how incredibly stubborn she is to not ask for help. But I do have to say, she has quite the muscles to pull this off. Well, folks, Jasmina just tackled a big task today, and she nailed it. We're all cheering for her, and I'm excited to keep telling her story as she conquers more. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. Don't worry, you'll hear from us again soon. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.